I am ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am ready.
I'm so ready.
Are you ready? I can't hear you. What is up, Bridge the Blue crew? Hope you guys have had an amazing day. We've got some really exciting stuff to talk about today. Try not to take up too much of your time, but Troy, we've got so much stuff going on over the next 3 months and through the end of the year. We're going to talk about some of that here today, and so let's talk about you teased all of us the other day whenever we were in Missouri.
It was terrible.
Lake of the Ozarks. Gorgeous place, by the way.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And amazing people.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to go back.
Yep.
Yeah, cannot wait to go back.
Yep.
And so, when we're going back next month. And so, but before we talk about next month, let's talk about September 1st, because there's a lot of people that are wanting to know who's the big band that you have lined up for September.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's September 11th, 9/11. It is a Friday afternoon, evening event. The event's going to get started somewhere right around 3 o'clock, and it'll last the rest of the afternoon into the evening, finishing up somewhere around 11 p.m. But the main entertainer, there are other entertainers, okay? But the big name that I know almost everybody knows.
Whoa, hold on. Before you announce it.
Oh, wait. Well, first of all, you wanted me to announce it. Now you're stopping me.
Well, because we're doing on September the 11th.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, was that strategic?
I would say so.
I mean, I just wanted to make sure, because I'm sure there might be several people in the group that ask, why September the 11th?
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, it's and this isn't just about law enforcement, though.
No, this event has a focus towards law enforcement. Yes, but this event is also going to be focused over all first responders, period. All first responders are going to be honored, and everything during this event. It's going to be an absolutely incredible time. We're inviting people from everywhere to start making plans right now to fly in. Again, where's this event going to be held? It's going to actually be held at the fairgrounds in Montgomery County, Texas. That's just north of Houston. Just a little ways. It's the next county over from Harris County, and it's going to be at the fairgrounds. So
awesome. So people should get here however they can: plane, train, automobile, hitchhike.
Yep. We are actually trying to. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. We're trying to close some deals with some hotels, okay? And what I want to offer is to LEOs that are traveling more than 100 miles to get to this, event, free hotel for them and their family.
Oh, that would be so good.
And so working on that with several hotel chains and so forth, trying to make that stuff happen. So again, this is a time about honoring those who have sacrificed for each and every one of us.
And I don't I'm gonna try not to choke up. I don't think there's any better day that we could choose than September the 11th. I still remember where I was on September the 11th, 2000.
So do I. Yep, so do I.
And I'll never forget coming downstairs and my mom telling me what was happening. And at the time, I just didn't get it because I was getting ready to go to work. And I actually worked at Chick-fil-A at the time. And then I get to Chick-fil-A and I hear about Second Tower.
Yeah.
And then it just dawned on me. And I will never forget. I'll never forget the music I was listening to on the way there. I was actually listening to the brand new POD album on the way to work. I remember the route that I took to work. Went straight down Murphy Road to 2920, and just it was horrible.
Yeah.
And so I am honestly really excited that you did this for September the 11th, and the fact that my dad, who's a firefighter, gets to be honored at the same time.
Yeah, firefighters, EMT, medical field, military, law enforcement. I mean, everybody. We're asking all of them to come so we can honor them several different ways. But one of the ways that we're going to honor them is by having an absolutely incredible lineup of musicians and entertainers. And the one that I want to talk about tonight, that he can't stop chomping at the bit for me to announce, is actually Leigh Greenwood and his team. Yeah, come on.
Yes, come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Leigh Greenwood himself and his whole band will be here 9/11, September 11th, at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds as we honor all first responders.
You know, there's nobody that I can think of.
Oh,
there's
man,
nobody
what a
better. Patriot. And you know, the video of his that he gave us permission to air on that live stream we did a couple of weeks ago, it had me in tears.
Yep.
I mean, to see all of the different parts of the military being represented in that video, and just gave me chills, man. So I am pumped. I hope you're fired up. Are you fired up about Leigh Greenwood? Leigh frickin' Greenwood.
I don't know if that's his middle name, but you know.
Well, hey, he'll change his name at the courthouse. We'll do that day. So, but Leigh frickin' Greenwood is going to be with us in Montgomery County, September the 11th, and what an honor!
Yeah.
What an honor!
Yeah, super excited.
I don't know how you pulled that off.
But you know, and the event that day is not just entertainment per se, music-wise. There is a whole bunch of things that are being put in place. And I don't want to necessarily announce those yet until they're all final and so on, because I don't want to give false expectations and so forth. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of fun activities for the whole family that are going to be planned for that time frame. So we really encourage everybody to begin to pass the word right now.
Yeah.
If you live out of town, start booking your rooms or whatever you need to do. Get your flights. You know, start planning the route in the car. Whatever it is, we want to pack that fairgrounds property on September 11th. So,
I'm so excited about that, man. Leigh Greenwood.
But you know, the other one that I want to again make sure everybody is aware of, you know, because there's 3 dates right now that you know we're ready to make sure everybody knows and put out there so people can start putting on the calendars, but also that we can start working out, you know, further details and all that kind of stuff on everything. But the other two, one is August 23rd, that we live streamed from Missouri the other day from
Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh, so gorgeous. Incredible time.
Yeah.
We actually took some time and they took us up in a helicopter and showed us the real tour of the Lake of the Ozarks while we were there.
That was amazing.
So it was a good time. Some great people. But anyway, that's actually going to be held at the fairgrounds also. And we'll have that information, you know, online here pretty soon for you to start registering if you want, so you can get all the updates and everything as things are happening. But it's going to be an absolutely incredible time. There's several different groups that are going to be entertaining at that event too, and lots of different activities.
Bouncy houses, man.
Bouncy houses. I mean, they got helicopter rides, I believe. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
I'm getting giddy.
Again, it's entertainment and just a time of honoring you know, our LEOs and first responders and their whole families at it. So it's going to be fun. It'll be fun.
Now, I want to be crystal clear about next month, because we got to go up there on a weekday, which is pretty slow there in the weekday. Mm-hmm. But they said on the weekends,
the whole city transformed.
It is totally transformed. I mean, it's like the Vegas of the Midwest. It's like it's a destination location. Mm-hmm. And so here's why this is important. This is why this is so important, guys. Is because you want to start planning now. What was that date again?
August 23rd.
August 23rd. It's a Sunday. August 23rd. You want to start planning now. And here's what we learned about Lake of the Ozarks is that they have people all year round that come all the way from LA and all the way to New York, Minneapolis, down to Houston and further, that basically all, you know, migrate there different times of the year. And so that was kind of we didn't know that. That was kind of a bonus for us. And so we realize how huge this is going to be. So when we talk about remaining silent no more, say, here's one thing I want to be crystal clear about. We are no longer the silent majority. We are now the unsilent majority, and we are going after those that are still silent and waking them up out of apathy. We're going to shake them up. We're going to inspire them. We're going to motivate them. We want to embrace them and encourage them to wake up and remain silent no more. And I tell you what, the people in Lake of the Ozarks ain't silent, are they?
No,
they are not silent one bit.
No. So
we're going to be in good company.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So good. The other date that I want to go ahead and throw out there, just so people can again, just start putting on your calendar, start planning. There's a whole bunch of stuff we'll be doing on the back end, helping you facilitate these things. You know, this last nationwide push that we did, again, it was the first time that we had ever done rallies across the country all at the same time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a huge success, but there's parts of it that could have been done better. And
plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity to increase there. So what we've done this time is we've got the big one out there, okay, just a little bit further. And we'd already told you it was going to be in October. But part of that reason is so we can plan ahead and get resources, do everything we need to, get resources into your guys, all your hands and so forth, and make things easier for everybody. Everybody will know where the locations are, because here's what we're going to do. We're going to do one location in every single state, okay? So that's going to be 50 rallies across the country, all going on at the same time.
I'll tell you. Here's what's so awesome about that. You remember those that showed up, and there was only maybe one. Yeah,
there was a couple of locations that did that. Yep.
But they still had the guts. They had the guts to show up and to show their local LEOs that they love them, support them, that they see them, that they appreciate them. That takes courage. Courage, remember, we talked about courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is doing something in spite of fear. It's walking up to the face of fear and spitting in its face and doing it anyway. And there were several of you that did that.
Yeah.
So freaking proud of you. But that ain't going to happen in October, is it?
Oh, no.
There's going to be thousands from all over, every single state, coming to one location. Let's see if anybody tries to rise up against us whenever every single blue supporter in the state comes to that single location, and to let their voices be heard.
And we'll be announcing those locations. Sorry about that. I forgot to put my phone on vibrate. Actually, it is on vibrate. That's weird. We're going to be announcing those locations here pretty soon. But what we can tell you is we can give you the day. Okay, it's going to be a Saturday, and it is going to be on October 10th. So start putting that on your calendar, October 10th. Plan on being at a rally that day. If you're in a state that you would be interested in helping facilitate that rally, then please let us know. Get a hold of us. Let us know that you're interested in helping lead that. We'd love to chat with you and get you on board, and because we need the help.
Absolutely.
Again, these rallies are going to be quite a bit bigger in most places than what you've seen up to this point, because again, it's going to be people coming from all over the state to participate in this. So we really want to have this put together very well to keep everybody safe and just to be a huge success.
And communication is going to be one of our one of our most important things that we want to make sure we're communicating with you guys consistently. We're communicating with you guys here publicly in the group, as well as each individual state that we're communicating with you guys. We're going to have, rally captains just like before, but we may actually have some locations that have multiple rally captains, because there's going to need to be to facilitate all of that.
Sure.
But here's something else that we're going to provide each of you guys. And you guys asked for this, and we loved it. Well, you guys asked for this for this last nationwide push we did a couple of weeks ago, and we just didn't have the time. But we are going to be creating resources for you, both to print off posters, signs, stickers, whatever you want. We're going to actually, and most of that is going to be free. We're going to upload it, and you can download it, take it to your local printer, and use it. We'll do all of that for you. The other thing that we're also going to be, doing for you guys is making sure that you guys have plenty of creative for you to post all over social media. We're gonna create posts that all you have to do is just copy and paste and then upload the picture. We're gonna basically do everything for you, and all you have to do is just follow the system. Just copy, paste, upload, boom, done. And so we want to get as many resources into your hands leading up to that date. And so be on the lookout for that stuff. Yeah. We're probably going to get through this first event coming up here in this next month in August. But then we're going to start getting resources into your hands so we can get that taken care of. We've got 3 months to prepare for this. Okay. And so it's three, right? June, July, August, September, October.
No. We're at the end of July now. August, September, 1st of October. So you got almost 2.5.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Yeah. So we got to get going now.
Yeah. So there was one other thing I wanted to mention. There's a lot of, and I'm going to have Leigh share on this a little bit, but there's a lot of pressure on us. There's a lot of pressure on you. And Leigh, can you just expand on that a little bit? Because I think it's a topic that we really need to touch on tonight, real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So pressure, guys. How many of you know that without pressure, there's no movement? Without pressure, without friction, there's no pressure. Without pressure, there's no movement. And so think about a locomotive. Locomotives are able to gain this momentum, right? It's pressure that pushes that locomotive forward. And then after a while, the pressure becomes less and less and less because the momentum of the locomotive continues to push it forward. And how many of you know that what this movement, what we're doing, we're a big locomotive, and we are, I don't want it to sound bad, but we're bulldozing our way through this thing in a peaceful way. I just don't know how else to explain this. And we're all under a lot of pressure. That's us. Guys, you have no idea how much pressure we're under. And I know even you guys, some of you are under some immense pressure. I had a gentleman reach out to me the other day that he's a government worker. He wants to be part of our movement, but he asked that I remove him from one of our welcome posts, which I gladly did, because he has to be careful because he's under an immense amount of pressure. But I want to encourage you, Blue Crew, that this is not the time to let off the gas. This is not the time to wish it were easier. This is the time to become better. Yeah. This is the time to allow this pressure to push us. This is the time to allow the pressure to change us. This is the time where we allow the pressure for us to allow us to get better instead of to make us bitter. This is the time. Just because we got done with our nationwide push a couple of weeks ago doesn't mean we can just sit back and relax. Listen, we got to leave a dent in the universe. We got a world to change. We got a country to save. # we got a country to save. And so we cannot, will not, must not let up off of the gas. That means we're going to have to continue to have courage under fire, to have courage under pressure. We're going to have to continue going after this thing relentlessly in a relentless pursuit of freedom and of saving this country. We're going to have to continue until maybe a year from now, maybe 6 years from now, maybe 16 years from now. But we will not let up until we have saved this country. And so we have seen that gap bridged between law enforcement and community. And even then, we can't slow down. We got to continue. We got to continue to rally around our law enforcement, our Leos. We got to continue to rally around the community that's been hurt. We have to continue to mend the fences and to build the bridges. We have to continue to do that. Otherwise, all of this will just be for naught.
Yeah.
So pressure. Hold on, pressure. Think about this. Pressure is how diamonds are formed.
Yeah, I seen someone wrote that even earlier.
Pressure. You think about the pressure. It's how diamonds are formed. So my question for you is, will you allow yourself to become a diamond and allow that pressure to make you better instead of bitter? I want to encourage you, continue to invite people to the community. Don't let the foot off the gas. Continue to be active in the community. Continue to be on these lives. Continue to share your testimonies. Continue to invite. Continue to show your support. And together we will make America safe again and bridge the gap between law enforcement and community, but only together. And we've got to keep going. Now is not the time to slow down. We've got to keep the momentum.
Yeah, and there is the option to slow down. There is the option to just get comfortable on the couch again. There is that option. But I can tell you this, nothing's going to change if we do that. Nothing's going to change. Actually, it will change. Things will change. They will continue to go
worse. Decline.
A bad direction.
Yep.
We've got to maintain that pressure. We've got to maintain momentum. We've got to maintain, pushing through. Together, locked arm in arm, there's nothing that we can't stop. There's nothing can stop us, I should say. We can do this, man. Yeah. We can make this the greatest country in the world again. I still believe it is the greatest country in the world, but we can make it better again.
Yeah.
It can be a place that when I die,
you don't have to worry about your kids, your grandkids.
I'm excited about where my kids are going.
Yeah.
I'm excited about where my grandkids are, and so forth. And where, I hear a lot of people nowadays making the comment, well, I don't want to have any more kids, because I wouldn't want to bring them into this world, Well,
such a passive way to live.
That's terrible.
It's passive.
If there is a problem, then do something about it.
Right. It's like get off your butt, get your butt in gear, get off the couch and do something.
Yep. So
be the solution, be the change.
Yep. And that's why we remain silent no more. It is time. It is time. So with all that said, just want to really encourage you to push that pressure, push that gas pedal, force yourself to get out there and to make things happen. It is so worth it. It is so worth it. Start putting these dates on your calendar. Start contacting us if you haven't already, and to let us know you want to be a rally captain or you want to volunteer, whatever the case is. We're going to continue to try to get the information out to you as soon as possible. Hopefully we'll have those cities out to you, by midweek next week at the latest. And so you can start planning exactly where you're going to be going in each state and so forth. So we're trying to get stuff out as soon as possible. It's just, we have a fairly small team for the most part when you look at the grand scheme of everything. And I was telling someone the other day, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, we could bring in another 50 people right now and keep them all extremely busy.
Easily.
There's that much work to be done. So again, if there's anything you can do to help, we appreciate it. The biggest help you could be for the most part is helping rally in your state, in your areas, getting people together and continuing to get them to the group. We're not trying to build this group just to have one of the biggest groups out there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not our intent at all. But we are trying to unite everybody.
Yeah.
And lock arm with them. And so, really, the group should, by the end of next week at the latest, should reach 100,000 people.
We're at almost 80,000 now, and that's in 5 weeks.
In 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
That's
80,000.
incredible. And that makes a statement.
It does.
That is making a statement.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know how many people we've had contact us in reference to that. What's the deal with this group? It's grown so fast. I'm hearing about it, etc. I went to a meeting today, and when I went to the meeting, it had nothing to do necessarily. They didn't know who I was, and when they found out I was with Bridge the Blue, Silent No More, they was, oh, yeah, So it was kind of cool,
Yeah.
But, I just want to encourage everybody to keep pushing in.
Yeah, and one last thing that I definitely want to mention here too is thank you for those of you that continue to give. Because whenever Troy mentions that we could employ 50 people, right now we have so much work, he's not kidding. But right now we can't employ 50 people, okay? And so, but we are getting there. And the more resources we have, the more we can do. And so for those of you that have pulled out your pocketbooks and you've put your money where your mouth is and you've donated, you've shown support. We have several of you that have actually are doing it on a monthly basis, on a recurring basis. Thank you so much, because your generosity is making a difference. The only reason we've been able to do what we've been able to do so far is because of your generosity. So thank you so much. And we're not trying to put pressure on anybody to give. All we want to do is just ask that, you prayerfully consider, talk to God, ask him if he would have you do anything. And if so, just be obedient to that. That's what we ask. So we don't want to pressure you, but we do thank you for those of you that do give, because that's the pace at which we can move is all dependent upon how supporters just like you can help us get there.
Yeah. Okay.
And so this is not an us thing. This is an us thing.
Yeah.
It's together. We can only do this together.
Agreed. So, all right.
That's it.
Wrap her up.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to try to continue going live like this and just continue the momentum. And we're going to be trying to get some additional resources into your hands as well. Just on, topics like, have you ever had a conversation with somebody and you feel like your back was up against a wall, or maybe you're talking to a wall. That's how the conversation was going. You're like, how can I have a conversation with somebody and increase the chances of me getting through to that person in a respectful way, right? We want to start to provide resources like that, because there are ways that you can communicate with somebody in which instead of raising resistance, they're actually open to what you have to say. So we want to start sharing some of those resources with you too. And so with that, I guess that's it, huh?
That's it.
Man, we love you guys. Thank you so much. And God bless you.
All right. Love y'all.